Welcome to your weekend focus for May the 23rd and 24th, 2020. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you truly for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. Milo and Dylan are encoring that. Oh, they heard their names. Oh, they're not going to behave. It's amazing. The minute I press the record button, it's like a cue for them, right? Oh, that noise meant we have to do very aggressive wrestling in the house right now. So the 23 energy. The 23 energy is typically an energy that is surrounding you, forces surrounding you, that is leading you into safe ports right now. So go with the flow. See where it takes you, okay? If you take the 23, it's a 5. It's about traveling. So traveling in your experience of going with the flow and seeing what happens and just accepting some things instead of trying to fix it or trying to solve it or trying to just go with the flow. Don't get hung up on the negative. Stay positive. Look for why this is happening. Even, I was at work today and something came up, some dilemma, and I turned to the girl and I said, I didn't even see this. I didn't see this in my Superman pose this morning, and she laughed because they all know what I do. So, but I went with the flow, and I stayed positive, and things were going to work out positive, and they did. So that was a good thing. It's always a good thing when it works out well. So not going, oh no, like I could have tensed at that moment and went, oh no, I'm already dealing with this, that, and the other thing, and how can I possibly put another thing on my plate right now, and can't anybody handle anything, why is it me that got picked for this, and and just allowing myself to just get all tense and upset over the moment and not solving anything, but actually bringing my energy down so that I really can't cope with everything that's happening. So when you go with the flow, you can take on more and still stay very centered and very strong. And yes, it does take work to do. And, there's days when it's impossible to do. And there's other days when you can really stand on your own 2 feet and really stand in who you are and that you've got this under control because you're looking at it from a positive light. And that's really what today or what Saturday is trying to teach you with the 23 energy of how to go forward in your experience, to stand stronger, to be more courageous, to tap into your true potential. Then we have the 24 energy. That's about love. That's about family. And it's also about gain, okay? In the energy world, money and love go kind of hand in hand, okay? So when people are talking about love readings and whatnot, it can also be a financial reading in many ways. It depends on where we want the wealth in our life at the present time or where the wealth is coming in at the present time. So the 24 energy, and of course it zeroes down. 2 plus 4 is a 6 energy. If we add the day together, I have it written down somewhere because I don't remember. Sunday is a 15 energy. So the 15, that's the devil. That's the thing that kind of keeps you just almost getting to that point of being able to step in that direction that you want and then being pulled back by something. Maybe you've always dated the same person. They just had a different face and different name each and every time, but they always seem to do the same things at the end of the relationship, and now you see it coming. Now you can change it. Now you can change the behavior, habit, response, and action that you may not have had in your toolbox of life in order to do prior times. You see it with a new clarity and new understanding. So definitely in relationships and whatnot, we can widen our view in some way on Sunday by paying attention to our relationships and what we are allowing and what we are not allowing, what we love about them, what we don't like about them. And maybe there's some conversations. I mean, we have a lot of Gemini energy right now. So there could be confrontations then, and there could be some beautiful, but there could be beautiful outcomes to some confrontations too. Really understand what you want to say, though, okay? Really think it through. Where do you want the conversation to go? What do you want them to understand the most about what you are speaking of? Or maybe it's somebody approaching you, a friendship, a partnership, a child to a parent, the people we love in our life, right? The people that we hold close to our heart. Absolutely. Um, our sun is now in Gemini. And our moon stays, I think, the whole weekend. Maybe towards Sunday night, it'll move into Cancer. That would probably make a lot more sense. But pretty well a Gemini weekend. So this is a weekend that we're going to feel a little childlike, a little bit about wanting to experience things, or a lighter energy, definitely a lighter energy. We're coming off of that beautiful new moon, and we're working our way towards the eclipses that start in June. So it's a beautiful time. And I mean, we are in the 5th month, so that also brings out that playful, happy, kind of giggly feeling, wanting to enjoy life, wanting to create, wanting to snazz up a relationship or step into a relationship. So we could be adventurous, we could be curious throughout this weekend. We could be looking for new ways of expanding our happiness, our joy, our balance, our harmony in our life. And we could be having conversations about those things then. We'll find ourselves talking about what we're doing. We're putting a flower bed in here, we're putting a fence up here, we're repainting the kitchen. We're getting all new cupboards, or we're going to be redoing the bathroom, because you've spent a little bit of time maybe at home and you've been like, you know what, it's time to do something with this. We get that pause and we stare at our 4 walls, as many of us have had to do. I haven't been that, but my son is living like that life, right? So he's home all the time, and he can't wait that it's a day to go out and do errands, because he's just like, get me out of here. And I'm just like, oh, thank goodness, I'm finally home. And it's just, I go to work and I come home. I don't stop. I don't go to the stores. I've got a case of anything that I want to drink to take with me at work. So we could be looking at where we want to bring in a harmony, where we want to bring in a balance, where we want to bring in a beauty into our life, to bring things more into balance. And yes, that could be a highlight of conversations this weekend, absolutely, which is great, because it's like brainstorming without even having that intent going into it. 3 hours later, you know exactly what you want, and you're going to research this, and wow, they gave you a great idea there, and they're going to grab that idea that you had. And everybody just gets exactly what we were looking for: more harmony, more happiness, more joy. And it can be over the simplest of things. So pick up the phone somebody, talk to somebody, Skype them, or messenger them, or get together on Zoom, or I think there's a app called House Party, although I've never looked really into that one. Let's see what the cards have to say. Look at this. Judgment comes out of the gate. Judgment is a card that is there to tell us that if we have been really struggling and we've really felt like we've been pushing against this wall, all of a sudden we get this idea to step back and we see a door in that wall. We see the way through. We see the way forward. We're rewarded for past accomplishments, even though we felt like we accomplished something and yet we got nowhere with it. So it's kind of an energy that says you've got this and keep going, because yes, it has been hard, but here is what you really attained from that hardship. And with that Saturn being so much with our new moon, we will have that patience to allow the rewards to come. We will be able to sacrifice a little bit of short-term happiness for long-term success, right? It's that kind of energy around us. So know that judgment is here to say you will be rewarded for everything that you are doing. So just do it, and don't keep measuring right now. Just one step at a time, one bite at a time. And it can be the smallest of steps. The important thing is that it is a step. We have oh gosh, look at this energy. I tell you, I told you it was strong energy. And here we are with the Wheel of Fortune. You got to love the Wheel of Fortune in any reading, even if you get a reading where the card is, the person does the cards upside down. Most do. I don't. I have decks that I do, and I will do readings with the cards upside down. But when I'm trying to give a daily positive, a lot of the cards turn into negative, and a lot of the cards are negative. So I try and look at, okay, this is the negative and how we can go positive. I find bringing more negative on the board makes it so much harder for me to interpret into a positive way to look at things. But the Wheel of Fortune comes in, and it's always a good omen. Even in the upside down position. So this is a card that is talking about moving forward, going into a new season, a new energy, allowing the past to stay in the past. We're going from a darkness to a lightness. So this is the kind of energy we'll be feeling this weekend, that, we're looking at new things to do, and we're not actually even maybe looking at the reward per se, but the feeling of the reward, if that makes sense. Clear as mud. And the Page of Pentacles. Oh, this is about dreaming big, 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 big. Look at what you can do. See the little things that you can accomplish. Maybe it's in a relationship. Maybe it's for your own health and well-being. Maybe it's about stepping into a successful role in the community or in the workplace. Getting that promotion, getting that raise. Growing that relationship. Strengthening yourself in some way. The Page of Pentacles, there's no pentacle that is that big, okay? It wouldn't fit in anybody's pocket or purse. So it's saying to take that dream you have, that sensible dream you have, and try and push it out a little bit. Try and grow it bigger than life. See where, because I think we'll be able to see where, okay, that's just a little bit too far out there. We have to drag it back in over there, but we can grow it over in this way now. And actually look at it as pushing it out. So what extra can you do? What more can you give? Is it time? Is it energy? Is it some kind of financial thing that you need input on in order to grow it just a little bit bigger? So if I could take an hour of my day and actually just focus on that, what would that produce in 7 days, a month, a year, 10 years down the road? How big would that grow for me? And so then maybe we are looking at, because we're looking at new things, but then we have the eclipse will be a lunar eclipse for us, right? So that's about releasing and really letting go of some major things in our life that has been holding us back, that we have accepted in our life as must-be's. And I think during this little pause that we got, this couple of month pause at least, from our daily routines, we've seen what is really important, what's not important, what has to be, what we can do without. And so this is a beautiful time to grow that dream and grow that dream, because when you see that hurdle, that stumbling block, that reason that you're actually pulling it back in, that Saturn energy asking you to pull it back in, is when you open your eyes and you go, wow, I don't even need that in my life. Why is that in my life? If I took that out of my life, that would easily free up an hour. It'd probably do 2 hours. I could do something else. Where else can I apply myself towards a goal, a dream, a desire? And so during the lunar eclipse, we'll be looking at those big challenges. So right now, it's about thinking. It's about dreaming. It's not really about doing per se as much as it is, well, we have the judgment card, and I said, well, you got to do something. But taking an hour out, taking 10 minutes out to dream about your potential and what you could do and who you could be and what could become through your talents, your abilities, your unique self. That's the center card. 8 of Swords. Perceptions change. This is exactly, this is what I was talking about, so I could have done all that talk for this card. Here we are, and it's kind of like we're trapped, okay? It's kind of gloomy around us. The scenery kind of looks a little foreign to us. We're blindfolded usually in the 8 of Swords. The swords seem to surround us, and we can't see any difference, so we feel like we are trapped in some way. But our hands are free. We could have ripped off that blindfold anytime we wanted to, but we finally choose to be honest, maybe bluntly honest with ourselves about what truly makes us happy or really, truly upsets us. And we see where we have limited our reality, where there's so much more to the picture or a broader horizon laying before us. And here's the thing, once you rip off that blindfold, you realize that you weren't trapped at all, that the front was wide open for you to walk through at any time. All you had to do was have the faith and the belief that you could walk through it, and you would have. So there's a little bit about having a belief and a faith in taking a risk on yourself. Now, we are in the thinking stage right now, okay? So it's not that we have to run out and do anything, but we want to start exploring our options. And what a better time to explore options about new opportunities and new beginnings in our life, but under the Gemini energy. So the King of Swords, this is where we get determined. This is where we get, I can do this. I am strong. I am courageous. I am talented. I am deserving. I am enough. We're looking forward. We're still sitting, so we're not on the path, but we are looking forward, and we are holding that sword in a manner of, I'm ready to use it. What I need to cut away, I will cut away. I won't hesitate once I finally decide that it is no longer a part of my life going forward. So over the next couple of weeks especially, but especially this weekend, it's asking you to really get a sense of where you feel limited, where maybe it's in time, maybe it's in energy, your vitality, your strength, and maybe you need to start exercising more in order to build up kind of a stamina for what you want to do. Or maybe it's, time to wake up a half an hour earlier. Or maybe it's time to cut something out of your diet or add something to your diet. Maybe it's time to reach out to somebody that you care about that maybe you've been kind of, offish with. Rekindling that energy, growing that relationship, partnering with that, that heart center. So we'll get a mystical wisdom card out here for us. So it's a very strong energy weekend. I think it's really, we can do ourselves the biggest favor by reaching out to a friend, a mentor, a partner. Just have conversations. Maybe it's your next door neighbors and you're standing there, 6 feet away in the backyards by the fence, shouting at each other. But through conversation, you'll get those aha moments. You'll get those epiphanies. And I think you will also share just as much for the other person, the receiving end. I think conversations, communication is highly favored with this Gemini energy. Know that what you're doing is going to reap the rewards. Okay? Judgment starts it off. Know with the Wheel of Fortune that we are moving into a lighter energy. Know that with the Page of Pentacles that we need to grow our dreams a little bit bigger. But also with that energy, we start to see that where we are actually allowing the shortcomings and being able to address them for the first time because we've finally become aware of it. It was just part of our life, and that happens. We get robotic, right? Going to the store was just going to the store for a loaf of bread. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Now it's like, I wonder how big the lineup would be right now. And should I wear my mask? Do I have my gloves? Can I touch the plastic? Should I just walk in there? Is there somebody at the door? How long does a germ stay alive on plastic? Should I touch it? Shouldn't I touch it? Should I put it on the counter now? Should I not put anything on the counter? Should I pay with cash or should I use my card? Letting go. Learn to let go. Learn to let go. Leaving the past in the past. What a beautiful new moon energy that is for us to pay attention to. Letting go. Usually I talk about the card, but I went right to the book. Life is constantly changing. Nothing ever stays the same. People come and go, and then they go. Some exit quietly without you realizing it, and some go with a loud bang. In the constant flow and changes of life, we get stuck with unhealthy habits, unhappy relationships, unrewarding jobs. I guess I should just wait for the card to come out, huh? Unrewarding jobs, unrealized dreams, and the like. You may have created an unhealthy attachment or bond to something or someone that no longer serves you in a positive way. You have the innate courage to acknowledge the situation and know that change needs to happen. It also brings with it newfound freedom and spiritual growth. So the mantra is, I am ready to free myself from situations that no longer serve me. That's definitely what this whole energy is about this weekend, of understanding what you need to let go of so that you actually feel the freedom, you feel the harmony, you feel the creativity starting to bubble again. And we'll end it with an animal card here, our higher intuition. I put all the decks down below or wherever the box is for you. And please, thank you. I'm reading your comments. I haven't had a chance to really get back to you, but I'm going to try harder, and I will. But I know that I read them all, okay? Please know that I read them all. And if you are enjoying the content that I give out because I love you, I show up every day. But, feel free to share this. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. If you don't like it, could you also tell me why you hit the down button? Because even one. Who did we have fly out there? Oh, wisdom with the owl. Oh, there's two there. Entangled wishes with the ladybug. Okay, so we'll hit wisdom really fast here with the owl. I know he's kind of short, if I remember correctly. Oh yeah, he's really short. So I'll just read through him, because Tangled Wishes must have been the first one that fell out there, so we'll pay more attention to that one. Second Sight, Magic, Secrets, Truth, and Wisdom. A wise old owl, he lived in an oak. The more he saw, the less he spoke. The less he spoke, the more he heard. Why can't we all be like that wise old bird? So really, it's about one mouth and two ears, and use them appropriately. So if owl is arrived in our reading, it symbolizes the wisdom that you have that spans your earthly years. Those who you come in contact with may be drawn to you for sage advice, your second sight, your keen ability to keep secrets. You can sense the truth and untruth in people and in situations. Dylan, indoor voice. Dylan, I don't care if he has your bone. There's like 5 bones there, but he wants the one that Milo has. That's his bark. I can understand dog. Owl tells you that you are interpreting the signs correctly and to believe in your psychic abilities, which are a beautiful gift that each of us have. To what degree is up to us. And it's already inside you. You don't have to go in search of your spirituality. You don't have to go in search of your intuition. You were born with that. It's the amount of faith and belief that you put into it. Really, that is all that matters. If you believe you have it, you'll be amazed at how much more you do have it. You sense the truth and untruth in people and in situations, though you don't always follow through. And then we got down to that. So owl can also mean that there is someone keeping a secret from you or being untruthful. And this is not you being overly sensitive. Follow through on your feelings with your second sight, for if you don't, you may regret it later on. So owl is definitely there to tell us we may be having a lot of conversations, but just don't take anything on face value. You want to put the research into it. You want to put the investigation into it. You want to understand that it is truly is a truth that you can buy into or completely push away because of the truth. So we'll go to Ladybug and we'll see what Ladybug has to tell us. So ask for assistance, healing, angels, path, and manifest. Crying is all right in its own way while it lasts, but you have to stop sooner or later, and then you still have to decide what to do. So allowing the negativity and allowing the worry and allowing the anxieties and fears in will only slow you down. So try and turn it to the positive. And I think this is a lighter energy. I think it's a lot easier going forward to turn it into the positive, to step into that feel-good feeling a little bit easier. So the ladybug originated in Europe during the Middle Ages when insects were destroying the crops. Legend says Catholic farmers prayed to the Virgin Mary for help, and it wasn't long before ladybugs appeared and ate the pests that were destroying the crops. The farmer referred to the bug as the beetles of Our Lady, with the red wings representing the Virgin Mary's cloak, and the black spots her joys and sorrows. So let the message of the ladybug is to let go, ask for help, and then accept the help. We receive messages frequently, but we are often too stressed out, too contained within our own grief, or just too stubborn to see the messages between the worlds. Whether you have experienced a death, a divorce, a breakup, anything, you may just feel as though you've lost your life's purpose. And it's so easy to get caught up in the negative. The smog only gets deeper and deeper, and the longer you allow yourself to sit within it. How do you get out of the smog? You sit and just be. So many times when we're experiencing a loss, we are afraid of going within our own mind and actually grieving, and it's okay to grieve. It doesn't mean you're weak. It makes you human, and it's part of a healing process that is necessary. It's also all right for you to seek assistance from those who can help. Know that the angels, spirit guides, animal guides, and those on this earthly plane are ready and willing to assist, and you just have to make the first move. So you don't need to know your angel's name or a spirit guide's name or maybe a past loved one that's around you. You just have to talk to them, and you just have to say thank you when the magic and the miracles happen in your life, because they do if you ask. And yes, they like the formality of their name being used, but it's not important. It's not important to them. But ask. Sometimes you have to ask, or they cannot interfere. So ask. So just like Christmas lights, our life wishes can be a tangled up mess. And step by step, with patience and perseverance, We can untangle our wishes into something actual and real. Life is good. Have faith that you can move forward. Your path may be a tangled mess now, but you have to believe, because sitting there sulking in sadness will not help you get to where you need to be, where you want to be. It's time for you to dream. It's time for you to manifest your goals and be clear on your wishes to do that. So it is all about the dream this weekend and growing your dream, expanding it, and understanding what limitations are about to leave your life within the next month or so. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.